Peace, 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 and blessings. Peace and blessings. I want to
Right
welcome
back
you
at you,
all
my
back.
brother.
Definitely, definitely. Peace, Dean. How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed and thankful, brother. Feeling
Absolutely,
good.
absolutely. Definitely. So I want to welcome you all back. Peace and blessings to everyone. My name is Celebrity Interviewer Isaidit, and this is the show. And this is sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine, home of the independent artists and musicians. And I want to definitely say thank you to Wiley, better known as the founder, executive producer of Urban Grind TV, for helping us stream this program live with you to be able to reach more people around the world. So again, you know what I'm saying, we have another celebrity guest with us today. And I'm very grateful to have, you know what I'm saying, a good friend of mine goes by the name of Mr. Dean Moten. He's actually a celebrity photographer. You know what I mean? He's done a lot of things. You know what I mean? He has a magazine called BMP Magazine, and he has featured a lot of models and opened a lot of doors for a lot of people artistically. And man, you know what I mean? It's just a, you know what I mean? It's just a pleasure to have you with us today, man. And how you doing today, sir? He goes by name
Pleasure's all man.
Mr. Peace, peace.
Pleasure's all man, my brother.
Definitely. And I want to salute you, brother. Peace, King. You know what I mean? For everything
Right
you've
back
been
at you, my
doing.
brother. You're doing it out here. You're doing it big. Talk about open up doors. You know, open up so many doors for everybody, man. I'm loving your show. You've made a big impact in this business. Thank you for that. And I'm honored
Man,
for you to have me to pick little me to have on your show. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
man, I'm definitely humbled by your words, man. Straight like that, man. Because you know, I look up to people like yourself. You've been doing what you've been doing long before I've been doing what I've been and had the pleasure of being around these celebrities. You've been around a lot of big stars, and you know, we're gonna talk about all that today. You know what I mean? Along with your relationship with the legendary Miss Helen Wooten and you know many other things and how you got started in the business. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes.
You know, if you don't mind. So you always like to start at the beginning, you know, if you don't mind. I like to dig deep into, you know, your background, you know, into, you know, your family set into, you know, where you grew up. So, you know, what side of town did you grow up? You know what I mean? Are you from Chicago originally?
Yes, I am. I'm from Cabrini Green Housing Projects, 1230 North Larrabee, from 1965. So that's old school, you know. So I grew up there.
Okay.
Been blessed. I had two parents. I cannot say how. I can't say enough about how blessed and thankful I am to grow up to have two parents in the Cabrini Green Housing Projects that uh, not just sent us to church, that took us to church. And they're not
Yeah.
perfect. Nobody's perfect, you know, but to have two parents, I just every day thank God with all the turmoil that's going on in the world right now to think and say, I had God bless me with two parents that believed in God, that were not perfect, but believed in God and gave us that foundation. From Cabrini Green, we lived there. I lived there all the way through high school, and I moved from Cabrini Green. When I graduated, I went to Near North Premier Magnet High School, which was the new Cooley High. Now, you young folks don't know what I'm talking about. I say Cooley High, the movie.
Yeah.
The new school, when they closed that school down, the very new school was Near North Premier Magnet. I went there 2 years. Then my mom told me, hey, I'm taking you to Jones Commercial because my neighbor, he was going to Jones. I thought she was kidding. Ended up,
Hmm.
she grabbed me one day and said I was downstairs playing, said, hey, come up, get dressed. We're going to go to Jones. I said, what? But I had a wonderful time there. Jones Commercial High School, graduated, then moved to the west side of Chicago.
All right. Excuse me 1 second. So what type of reputation did Jones have that, you know, you really didn't want to go there? You know what I'm saying? At the
Um,
time.
I was guess be want to be. I can't say want to be cool because it was just you wear suits. You know, all I knew about Jones Commercial, you wear a suit. And my neighbor, he about a year and a half older than I was, so he went there the year he was a year older than I am, and he went. And I noticed it was a nice school, great school. I love the school, but of course I'm thinking, man, I just got to know friends here near North. And now you want me to leave this school and go to a school where everybody wearing suits and ties. But I am thankful to my mom. Mom knows best. I went there, taught me about business, about independence. I learned a lot. I learned how to type. Oh, right, my God. You folks right now who like to text, right now when I'm able to type on this computer, I thank that to Jones Commercial. Learning how to type. I'm not as fast type, about 35 words a minute, but it's a blessing to be able to type, know how to type, and among other things that taught us independence.
Now, 35 words per minute, that'll get you in the door with any job, you know, when it comes to typing. So that's pretty
Now, I
good.
didn't say 35 words a
words
minute
per minute.
correctly. About a good 35, I guess. That's not, you know, secretaries at 50 word if they still doing using typewriters now, but it's enough when you're sitting at the computer and you got to type a message or something you doing on it, you can do it. And by the way, I use my external typewriter, keyboard and mouse. I don't use with the laptop. I can't type that way. I'm old school. I need that extended keyboard and that mouse that you use to work. So I'm thankful to that for Jones Commercial. We did a lot of things independently, so it taught me a whole lot. That was before I moved to the west side of Chicago.
Okay, definitely. Around what age was that when you moved to the west side? You were in high school?
18. I graduated high school about 17 at 17 years old. And then that February 2084, we bought a house. My brother, I love him. He was in the Navy. I thank God for him. Blessings just flow. My brother was in the Navy. He finished 4 years in the Navy. He saved his money up, and he gave my parents extra money to put down on the house. So we bought a house on the west side. And at the time, I assumed, growing up in Cabrini Green, anyone that had a house. When I went to Jones Commercial, I thought anyone that had a house was rich. I just assumed if you owned a house, you was rich. When you moved to the west side, I realized you can have a house without being rich. You need some things you look at when you're a kid. You didn't realize, you know. And I was at one time I was embarrassed. You know, God had to bring me through that. About I live in the projects. I don't want to let anyone know I live in the projects, you know. But I realized that it was some great people in the projects. Jesse White, Secretary of State Jesse White, was my gym teacher, my Boy Scout leader. I learned a lot from him. A wonderful guy. I mean, I just can't, man. Well, God put a lot of wonderful people in my life, and every once in a while, when I run into Jesse White, how this man could remember my name. He don't know at first. They always say, "How you doing, Moten?" He's called him Moten instead of Moten. So I was, you know, influenced by a lot of great people in Cabrini Green. But at one time, I was like, "Oh, I'm in the projects." You know, when I went to Jones Commercial, you're going out of the neighborhood. I was near North Korea Magnet. That was in the neighborhood. So everybody that went to the projects, or the row houses. When I went to Jones Commercial, of course, you're in a different, you know, environment. People from the south side, the west side, all over the place. And then I learned to appreciate Cabrini Green because it taught me a lot, you know. And I had parents that raised me, taught us, you know, what to do. So when I got older, I passed it on till we went to that west side. And the west side is another big, you know, wonderful experience I had on the west side, meeting friends, you know. God bless.
Okay, absolutely. That's good business right there. You know what I mean? And what a pleasure, you know what I mean, to learn, like you say, to have a mentor at an early age like a Jesse White. For those who don't know, our Illinois Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
when I moved out west, though, totally different experience. You know, learned a different area. People talk about the west side and south side. I've been on both. You know, now I'm a south sider now. I'm a south side. I used to say west side, the best side. I'm a south side. I never thought I'd be a south sider. While I was in Cabrini Green still, I remember a friend of mine. It's a short story. While I was in church, my sister's friend, one day on a Sunday, she said, "We go skating, you know, on the Sundays, you know, on Sundays, come out there with me." So I went with I want to go. You know, I took my little roller derby skates with me, went to the south side, to the Loop Roller Disco, and found a new life. You know, was able to get out of the neighborhood. You know, we was always going to the Gold Coast because it was close, but that's why my first experience on the south side. So I ended up going skating, and I fell in love with it. Haven't skated in a long time. Has been 50 pounds ago, but got introduced to JBs, stepping, and all that kind of stuff. You know, blessing my sister. None of them stopped, but I kept skating. We were skating 3 times a week. Ooh, those were good days. That was still on the west side. And then when I finally moved out south, never thought I'd be a south side. I love it. Will never, you know, I'm a south sider right now. Got to be love south side. But I moved to the west side, of course. I had that experience on the west side and met some good friends. Man, I missed them cats too. I had some good friends in my life that it really impacted me. When I first moved out west, I'm like the oldest guy there. Everybody, there was nobody my age. I'm like 18 on the west side. Everybody 15 and 14 years old. I remember one of my good best friends right now. Love this guy. He actually put windows in my house. You know, I've been knowing this guy for a long time. We're still close. I was kept him with his kids. one of my friends, Andre, I love the guy, went on to be sing with Public Announcement. He actually started Public Announcement, the original Public Announcement. He was my neighbor in the back of the house. And all the time we used to hang all the time. I remember he always saying, I'm gonna be singing one day. He's always singing, I'm gonna be a star. And when I finally saw him on one of the R. Kelly videos, it just touched me to see one of my partners from old school in this video, you know. When R. Kelly, of course, they broke up, and then there's a new also, and I know both people from Public Announcement. The Public Announcement that's in now, Phil Davis and the crew, that's a different Public Announcement from the original one. But I had a lot of blessings in my life on the West Side, South Side, meeting different people. Then, of course, now moving to the South Side, of Chicago, making connections, like as you know, making connections with different people before I started my photography, get that passion.
Okay. So it's safe to say that both the brother from who made it from Public Announcement and to see Jesse White become who he has become, as a celebrity profile, high profile person, public figure, give you the confidence in your life to, become the person that you have in your career of, you're a public figure, you're behind the scenes, and yet you're at the same time, you're in front of the camera.
Yeah, something was told to me. I'm gonna I want to give credit to what credit is due. As a photographer, you're an interviewer. Normally we're behind the camera, of course. But I capped something I saw that somebody else. I'm gonna give credit. Ken Bedford, Ken Bedford.
Yeah, absolutely.
Channel 7. This guy, he's a cameraman. Much love to Ken Bedford. Ken Bedford's a cameraman. And there's nothing wrong with being a cameraman. You don't hear anything about a photographer or about the interview. You're the behind the scenes. Well, interview, of course, you're in front of the camera for the most part. Some aren't. You have some radio personalities, they're just on radio. You have to decide yourself. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with being behind the camera. Just like the makeup artist, you don't know, when you do the Grammy Awards, you see about a movie, they say, well, director or whatever. There are people behind the scenes that did a lot that you never know anything about. But they might be millionaires as well, but they were just some of the most famous directors, makeup artists, scene people who design or whatever these people behind the scene. Was something I learned from Ken Bedford. Ken Bedford was a cameraman, still is, of course. But he's the years that he's been in on TV and everything, he decided to say, let me step on this other side and start doing promoting and other things and made a name for himself. He could have there's nothing wrong with standing behind the camera and being unseen. Something I decided to do, kind of started doing was, I'm noticing that I was blessed. Again, I was blessed and thankful when I started doing photography. And I'll tell my backstory about photography. You can stay behind the scenes or get in between. It's not about a pride thing. I love being behind the camera. But what started happening is that I'm meeting these people, getting personal with them. I might have been backstage with someone, and after a while, they'll say, hey, let me get a picture with the cameraman. I'm like, what, me? I'm just a cameraman. And I could have said, no, I'm just going to stay behind. And what happens, and sometimes, of course, if I'm backstage with, some celebrity, of course, I'm going to get me a picture with them. My job as a photographer is snap your picture to make you look good. That's my job, first and foremost. Whether it's a concert, a big-time concert, or just a small neighborhood event, I do them all. I'm not picky. I love them all. Personal paparazzi for the hardworking everyday Joe or Jane. And then some. Then some will be the celebrities. But your main clientele is just regular folk that you never heard of them before. But there's been times I'm backstage, I could have said, no, I started they'll take a picture with me, get to know me, they see me, hey, Dean. And that's how I kind of get, I guess, a small amount of popularity, because I'm still humble. It's cameramen out here that blow me away. But it's about being personal. I say, whatever business you do, makeup artist, whatever, you can come behind that. You can come, out from that, from in front or behind the camera. And sometimes you always want to give that recognition to them. But that's kind of how I started out. I was doing these events, and after a while, people say, hey, come to my event. Can you shoot this for me? Can you do this here, do there? Whole lot of free stuff. a whole lot of free stuff, but it's my passion. But you're there. People see you everywhere. They say, man, you everywhere. I didn't make that. They started saying that because I was always running somewhere. Got in my car, a little gas money. I went there. You never know what connect you're going to meet. Never know. You going there not making a dime. One of my good friends told me, he said that young James Brown, he told me that true artists might travel 500, 600 miles. to go make $50 to perform $50. Why? Because of who's sitting in that audience. You never know who's in that audience that get your big break. So yes, you going all, you done burnt all this gas. People looking at you like you're crazy. They're gonna make $50 to perform on stage, but that one day that certain person's in that audience and see you and recognize your talent. And that's what I'm waiting on right now. You know, you never know what event I run to might go do, and I might get paid little or nothing, or just there, you know, just showing support. A lot of times I hear about something, I'm gonna run out there and take some pictures to showcase, you know, give a little support to that person. And you never know, one person right that one time might decide to say, hey, bam, I'm gonna put you over here or there. So that's the blessing you get.
Most definitely. That's a great job and great service that you're doing and that you did. And, you know, and that's why what you're looking for is definitely is coming soon for you, you know what I mean? And hopefully this platform, you know what I mean, with the help of the famous Chicago Bridge magazine, is gonna help, you know what I mean, get you that special job.
For sure.
You know what I'm talking about? Because you definitely put
oh yeah.
Work,
so we both come up.
That's right, man. You know, I come up, you come up.
To get that big time, man.
We family. So talking more a little bit about your
give you a little backstory on how I started my photography.
Yeah,
this is my story. I was a tour guide. I worked at a Chicago trolley company. They recently closed, went out of business. Driving the trolleys and double-decker buses, enjoyed it. And the first time I got out there, I was always intrigued by art. Living in Cabrini Green, we're just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Gold Coast. I had a paper route. I delivered flowers. So I was always seeing these beautiful sights in Chicago, the water. But when I became a tour guide, as I was a tour guide, I'm riding around the trolley. They had these beautiful statues outside all the time. The cows on parade, which is my business, one of my business cards. I have a picture of a cow that has the little, like Swiss cheese, like holy cow. Anyway, but as a tour guide, I'm riding around seeing all these beautiful things. I started bringing me a camera. I think I first had like a little disposable Walgreens cameras. I used my mom's camera. Said, Mom, can I use your camera? I didn't know how to take the film out. This was film before digital. Thank God we got digital now, though. But when I would out, you get like 27 exposures on the camera. So I would bring my camera to work. I'm on lunch break. We get to a stop. They got a statue or something. I'm taking pictures of some of everything, buildings. And it was just a hobby. That's all it was, a hobby. I went from doing that, and then my passengers, of course, every time we get to a location, you know, like I'll take a picture, I'll take pictures for them. That was my train on taking group pictures. We're in front of the Sears Tower. I would lay down on the ground. I saw a friend of mine told me how to do it. You lay down on the ground and get the shot. You get that the passengers, all of them in the picture. You get the top of the Sears Tower while you laying on the ground in front of you. So a lot of things I did just as a tour guide, it was just a hobby. And I did that for maybe 6-7 years. I was there for 15 years altogether, back and forth. But that kind of got me started. I'm taking pictures of every statue. On my off day, I'm catching a train downtown. This was before people were just taking pictures of statues and buildings downtown and learning my craft. Never went to, I would say to any photographer, go to school, take a course, go, you learn some YouTube, take your time and pause them and all that. That's the easier way to do it than the way I did it. Never took a class. A few people have showed me a few things along the way. You know, the little cameras I had. I'm doing these events. I said, let me give me a better camera. You have to learn to use those. So that's very important. That education. You can go to if you can't afford to go to Columbia somewhere, you can get a YouTube video. There's photographers out here the list is endless. Just sit there and take your time and listen to them, and they'll teach you about aperture, lighting. Like right now, I got some pretty bad lighting. I should have did better. I know I look kind of glossy right now, but I got a light in front of me. But of course, and that's actually a bad example. I should have took out more time at the last minute. I was in one location with my cell phone. I had perfect lighting on me. And then when I moved over here to the couch to use my laptop, you got to set it up. But that they teach you how to do the proper lighting, what's going to be like. You looking good. Right. Looking good. You got the perfect lighting. So that's what you're going to learn when you're doing a shoot about lighting and all those things, your colors, whatever color you got on, what your background is, whatever. That's something you learn. You don't get the gloss, the glare on you and all that, even with your glasses. So, but I did start out as a tour guide, taking pictures. And then as a tour guide, we're doing charters, we're doing weddings. I learned about weddings from just doing charters. I'm looking at other photographers, how they would take pictures outside in front of these beautiful churches, how they would pose people. I learned all that stuff from I'm the driver, and I'm looking at the wedding. I'm doing a wedding chart, and I'm dropping them off, and they would do picture routes. That's what I love to do. When we get married, you don't see a lot of black couples in front of the Tribune Towers or in front of the Chicago Theater. I learned all these amazing locations to take pictures. And that's something I love to do. But I'm looking at all these other photographers, and they were making tons of money doing it. And that's kind of how I got my start doing that. After while I was at the trolley company still, when I started doing photography, the first time someone asked me, say, hey, can you come out, you take a lot of pictures, man. You take a picture of my event. Okay. Still, I'm just doing it as a hobby. I was married once, and my ex-wife, her brother got married, and she loved her brother so much. And I said, I know I got to get these pictures for them. I know they probably got a photographer, and they had somebody. I don't know who it was, but I brought my little Kodak camera with me, a little small point and shoot camera with me, and started taking pictures of the wedding. Next, you know, people said, hey, you got a card? And that's kind of how I got started doing photography. It was a hobby turned into a passion and a craft. And then, of course, you know, like I said, I had to learn, you know, how to work this camera, the lighting and shadow and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's something that's best to learn if you learn, you know, through either school and or watch video or YouTube videos. That's kind of how I started with doing just, you know, basic stuff. I remember I did out there Club Karma, and I was there, DJ Steve-O, who was Ramoski Love's DJ. He was doing sets there from time to time. I would go there and do they were doing like open mics. That kind of got me to learn how to do paparazzi style photography. These guys on open mic moving with the, you know, getting those shots. And I had to, of course, I got that same little Kodak camera. I'm on the ground trying to get those angles. You know, every photographer has his own style, but I'm on the ground getting these angles. After a while, people looking at me say, man, you take some good shots. You got this, you capture everything. You know, it was just in me. Every time I see somebody running over each other, hugging each other, whatever, I'm getting that shot. And one of my first big concert I did, I was blessed just being in the right place at the right time. I got to give much love to DJ Steve-O. He said, hey, man, you do a lot of pictures, man. You be getting everything. Now, remember, he's Ramoski Love DJ, GCI. He's, you know, DJs, most DJs, you know, work at other spots. He saw me, I'm there, and he's like, and I'm making like $10 or something, selling the CD for $10 or whatever. And he's like, hey, man, I got this concert coming up for the summer at Country Club Hills. And he rattled off all these different concerts coming up. I was booked at the time. I had like 2 openings. I did Charlie Wilson one week, and I did Erykah Badu one week. Don't remember which one I did. Those were my first 2 big name concerts outside. And man, I was just blown away. The pictures I took, you know, and with a little cheap camera, you know, but my job was to follow, you know, Steve-O around, get the shots, the scenes, backstage. That was my first one. And just recently I was honored. My first concert I did was with Ramoski Love and Joe Soto, Joe to the Soul. They hosted the concert that summer. And then when I got a chance to meet Charlie Wilson again, was at the Horseshoe, when I started working the Horseshoe. And full circle, they had Joe Soto hosting that. And I remember being backstage at the Country Club Hills for Charlie Wilson concert, trying to get in. Me and DJ Steve were trying to get backstage. We couldn't get back. The security guy just kept saying, sorry, my job, say no. Darlene Hill met Darlene Hill there. She couldn't get with Fox. She's like, I'm Darlene Hill with Fox News. Sorry, the security guy was saying no. Then Ramoski of Love, of course, walked right backstage, and I did meet Charlie when he came out, about to get in the car. I got a picture of Steve-O with Charlie. I didn't get my picture. Again, my job is to get your picture, not mine. I was gonna ask for one. I said, nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. But then later on, years later, I finally got my picture with Charlie Wilson. Of course, when I was working at the I missed that Horseshoe. I missed that Horseshoe, brother. When I was at the Horseshoe backstage, I'm the one backstage getting all the pictures when you line up for the celebrities.
Right. No doubt, no doubt. So, you know, I'm anxious, and I'm sure everyone is anxious to know how you got to begin to work with Horseshoe as the top, you know what I mean, photographer to be able to take the pictures of these celebrities as they going down that hallway. You know what I mean? I've been there backstage before. That's awesome. Said it. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned in right now, and everyone that's able to tune in with us live. I'm very grateful that you all are watching, and you know what I'm saying, and sharing this video. And continue to do that, please, and share this information with all your family and friends. This is great footage. This is real footage. You know what I'm talking about? And so, you know, we are here live on Celebrity Interviewer, the show. This is again sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine, home of the independent artists and musicians. And with that being said, we have our celebrity guest here, the famous Dean Moten. and he's a famous photographer, you know what I mean, and also has a magazine called DMP Magazine, which we're gonna also talk about. But first, how'd you get this job in Horseshoe, and how'd you connect with? How that
It was a blessing. First of all, when you say famous, I'm humbled. Um, this photographers out here, man, been doing this thing for a long time. I'm humble and I appreciate that. I'm a photographer. I don't consider myself to be famous. I'm just doing something I love to do. But with the story of the horseshoe, as I told you, my friend James Brown, young James Brown, told me, said you might go somewhere and travel 500 miles to go make $50 just because who might be there. Al Kennedy is the promoter for the horseshoe. And for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I'm at these events around from this, it's just something you just shoot out there and vent, people get to know you. And every time I would see Al Kennedy, Sam, I love Sam Chapman. I'm just honored to know Sam Chapman. I'm honored to know this guy, the most famous stepper DJ, period. Anyway, and when I'm out and about, and Sam always say, we got Al Kennedy in the house, and he was like, Al was out there passing out flyers for, people promoting to come to the show. And every time I go to Al Kennedy, hey, you need a photographer, man? No, we good. He didn't know me. I would meet him. You see some people you meet, like when I met you for the first time, we clicked. Sometimes I might not remember somebody. You meet them 4 or 5 times for oh, that's so and so, if they know your name. Right. But after years of seeing Al Kennedy out and about, and he would be somewhere, I say, hey, you need a photographer for the show? No, we good. How I finally got a chance to get to know him was the Isley brothers was at the Taste of Chicago a few years ago. First, Ken Bedford had a thing. He had stepping at Grant Park, and after that, we immediately went over to the Petrillo Band Show for the free concert, per se free, at the Taste of Chicago with the Isley brothers. Herb Kemp was there as well. Herb Kemp was one of the MCs hosting the show. Everybody, the Empire cast was backstage. I didn't get a chance to go backstage. My good friend Young James Brown, who also performs he'd be on stage with the Isley brothers. He pulled me to say, hey man, we're gonna head over there now. You're gonna follow me, you're gonna get in with me. So I get in, I'm behind the gate. I didn't get backstage, but I was like semi backstage. But where I was with George Daniels, everybody know George Daniel, again, great guy, George's Music Room, and Al Kennedy. They can go backstage. I can only go to a certain point. If you ever been to one of these celebrity places, you got a few stages, you got the backstage, you got I'm in the semi backstage, So I'm back there with Al Kennedy and George Daniel, a few other people, and I'm snapping pictures of them. They see me, and I got my long range cameras getting the stage. I'm still getting the stage, the performance, but I'm snapping everything. And Al Kennedy and George Daniel say, hey man, get this picture of me, get this picture. It's like at the end of the show, they're like, hey, listen, can you text me some of them pictures? Send me a few of them pictures, which I did. Now, while we're backstage, of course, at the end of the show, Marshall Thompson from the Shy Lights, he was back. He went back there with Ron after the show was over. I got this amazing shot of him. Al Kennedy, he took my camera and took it over the fence and went inside. I couldn't get back there when the show was over. He got a picture of. He took a picture of Marshall and Ron together, and he gave me my camera back. Now, when the show was over with, he's like, hey, let me get them, he gave me his number, him and George Daniel, give me their numbers to say, hey, can you call me and text me those pictures? Now, I did that. Now, after 4 or 5 years of saying, hey, can I, do you need a photographer? After I emailed or texted him the pictures, it's a clear picture, the text, the pictures I took of him backstage, they all just kicking it and everything. He called me and said, man, I need you for the horseshoe. Now, after 3 or 4 years of seeing this man, finally he said, hey, I need you for the horseshoe. So and that's how I got started, which was a blessing. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you never know. I tell models all the time, when I set up a photo shoot, they don't show up, don't call. You never know, what opportunity you're going to get from being at one place. You might never get nothing, but just being at that one time at the horseshoe and then meeting everyone else. I got to meet George Daniel, wonderful guy. To this day, some of the people that I know, that call me, I'm like, these cats know hundreds of photographers that get $10,000 cameras. They calling me. For someone to call you, not just like I see you in the street, I know you well, but there's people we both met that I don't really know. You might see me take a picture with them, but I don't know them. I might have just met them once or twice. Oh, that's that guy. But for someone to remember you, call you, take your number, and call you and say, "Come do my event," I'm humbled. I'm humbled and I'm honored. So to do the horseshoe, I was blessed. Some of the names I've met. Oh my God, back there, some of the pictures. Those when you're taking pictures, they had that camera ready. Hopefully, it don't be blurry, out of focus, too much light over you. It's blurry or something. Usually my cell phone pictures backstage. I got a terrible camera, but people got the iPhones and all that. But I've captured. One of my favorite pictures was I saw Ron Isley and People Bryson walking. They backstage, and I see them walking. At the top of my mind said, I got to get this shot. And they walked up and hugged each other. I got that shot of them hugging, People Bryson and Ron Isley hugging. Yes, I got the candid shot of them both, the portrait of both posed together. Some celebrities you can get a shot of you guys real quick. Some yes and no. Sometimes they just backstage. Sometimes they're doing a meet and greet where they're lined up and you get the people. Excuse me. But this one out to get them hugging. I've got a lot of amazing shots. I remember being at the Trayvon Martin rally, and I'm standing right next to Jesse Jackson. Now I don't know him personally, but I've met him 1,000 times. But just the shots I've gotten, just being behind the scenes, those candid shots of someone shaking hands. It might have been two politicians, or it could be a celebrity, a singer. I met Chance the Rapper. Don't know him, but I met him for the first time at the Horseshoe. It was oh my goodness, what's the guy who's singing the gospels? Who don't sing. The guy who always he got the choir. Can't think of his name. Kirk Franklin. I'm old. It was Kirk Franklin and the girl from the lady from the Meet the Browns, the singer. I can't. Oh, I'm getting old, man. But anyway, the lady who sings, the beautiful singer, light skinned young lady who sings, the wife. Oh wait, that's the daughter of Mr. Brown. But she was there performing with Kirk Franklin, and Chance, of course, he's Chance, the rapper, calls up Al Kennedy or his people, say, "Listen, Chance and his crew is on the way. We need some seats, some tickets." It was sold out, but they found some place for Chance the Rapper. So then they told me, "Hey, Dean, we need you to go backstage and get Chance, or about a gate, because he know his way in." I'm used to me to, be able to meet him, and you go back there and get Chance, like his, just whoever. I went backstage and helped them get from the dock to the front and everything. So I got some amazing pictures of him, and then they had Chance on stage with Kirk Franklin. Those shots, them on stage. They said a prayer or singing, from comedians. It's been a blessing, one blessing after the other. Again, I say this to comedians, actors, models. If this your craft, show up. Show up, be on time, have your product ready. Don't let them wait, have to call you 4 or 5 times. That's important if you're going to be in this business. What has made me survive is that I am not the best photographer. I'm humble. There's photographers that can wipe the floor with me. Only thing I can say is when someone calls me, I've met all types of DJs that's been on all different radio stations. When they call me and say, "Dean, I need you to come do my event," I'm like, this guy knows 1,000 photographers, been in business for years, 30, 40 years, been on the radio, and you calling me, and probably that one time they called me and I showed up, I showed out, and I gave them their pictures in the next day or two, not a week later. News, when you do pictures and stuff, they don't want to see some pictures a month down the line. And I'm assuming that's why they call me back again, or they refer me to somebody. And that's that blessing. You have to, if you're a model, you're trying to do modeling and you never show up, you're not dependable. If someone called me and said, "We need a couple of models," I'm not going to call you because you never show up for me, and I'm nobody. So, but that's how I kind of got started at the Horseshoe, and not just the Horseshoe, other venues. Been so blessed, just being. I do play way too much. If you know me, I joke too much, but carry myself a certain way. So when these people do get around me, they remember me and say, "Yeah, man, that's a good brother." And I'm humbled by that. And I give God the glory, not some, but all the glory. Give him all the glory for where I am right now.
Absolutely. Amen. Amen to that. You said a lot. And you named a lot of heavy hitters. Some of these people are good friends of ours. So I want to start by shouting out Mr. The legendary iconic George Daniels. Shout out our friend also DJ Sam Chapman, the legendary DJ. We also want to shout out.
He the baddest. Love it, boy.
Yeah, man, and also young James Brown. I had a I didn't interview James Brown, young James Brown, but I took a picture with him a long time ago, like 5 years ago, something like that, somewhere. So I got a chance to meet him as well. So it's been a privilege. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
man, I want to ask you too about your longevity. The day to day motivation that it takes for you to keep this. You know what I'm saying? To just keep going, keep going, keep going. You know what I'm saying? What do you refer to? You know what I mean? To keep you at your strong drive.
I would say God. Photography is something I do because I love it. And friends of mine that make 3 times the money I make working at McDonald's. uh, they tell me all the time, say, man, you doing a big side. I tell them it's something I love to do. First of all, you got to love what you do. I'm not doing it for the money. Trust me. I'm not doing it for the money. It's something I love to do. I tell you, I'm just going to say it's a blessing to be doing something I love to do. Because if no one ever calls me and hires me again, I'm going to still take pictures. If no one ever calls me again and say, hey, I want you to do my wedding, my birthday party, my photo shoot, I'm going to have a camera in my hand taking pictures somewhere. Whether I'm just taking pictures of myself, the sky, the downtown sites, going to some event, just supporting, taking pictures, something I'm going to love to do anyway. Of course, you know, growing accustomed to eating food, drinking water, having a roof over my head, of course, you try to make it as a business. So as a business, that just be wise with it. You got to spend, it take photography is very expensive. In your business, I know microphones, cameras, lighting, all that stuff is very expensive. You have to invest in yourself. Period. You can't go somewhere and got one battery. The battery go dead, and you get to charge it. You're a human being, and like you got one battery with you. You got to have 4 or 5 batteries for every camera, at least 4 or 5 batteries per camera, because 1 battery or 2 batteries might be dead when you get there. You got to charge it. Lighting, you got to have the light. I got option with the lighting, whether you got the kind you can plug up or batteries for your lighting. If you don't have a place you plug something up, anything can go wrong. So my longevity would be, I guess, like I said, God has blessed me to do something I like to do. I love to do. Clients still calling me. I got clients I've done their baby shower, sweet 16s, graduations, and then their baby showers. That same daughter who I did their 16 party for, I did their graduation, and then I did their wedding. When those folks that keep calling you on a regular basis and referring you, that's my longevity. I thank God to be in that position for them to think enough of me to say he did a good job. And if for some reason when a client calls and say, hey, I wasn't really happy with this picture, that, hey, let me see how I'll try to work it out for them. If I get your money back or I can adjust the picture, I never make it feel like it's their fault. I'd rather give you all your money back, or I'd rather just lose that event than you go away mad. Customer service, customer service, customer service. Someone's paying you to do an event. They shouldn't have to be waiting weeks and months for to get the pictures back. You should be able to call. They should be able to call you and not know. Done called you 4 or 5 times and left messages. I try my best. If someone called me, I call them right back. If they leave me a message, I get back with them, or I'm gonna be calling them. Hey, how you doing? Hope you like my work. I'm very critical of my work. I want to do better. I want to, every time I do pictures, like I want every picture to look right. They're not all going to look good. Never, it's not going to happen. But I always I'm very critical of my own work. Every time I do an event, I want that client to like it, to love it. But they're not going to love it all. And when they do have a complaint, if it's something, or you showed up late or whatever, I'll apologize. That's all it is to it. Just be upfront, have that customer service.
Always good customer service, good business will definitely take you further. You know what I mean? And just being humble and everything that you were saying, you know what I mean, is rules of the game, you know what I mean? Sometimes silent rules that I guess, just some people that, you just assume that we should know.
Yeah.
Um so now if I could take a moment as well, I want to show it. 'Cause I do have some pictures of you um with a lot of celebrities backstage. I'm at the horseshoe. But first I want to again just say thank you to everyone that's tuned in live watching this interview. Whether you just tuned in and been here since the beginning, we're grateful to have you watching. You know what I mean? Again, you watch Celebrity Interview. I said it. It's a show sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. And we're here live with the famous Dean Moten, and he is a very well known and respected photographer all throughout Chicago, man. You know what I mean? He's probably like first on the list for people to call. And these are some of the great pictures that I captured. Well, that I found that someone captured of you. So who takes these pictures of you then? Who takes these pictures of you?
It just
Who is it?
oh, that's my girl. She's a beautiful young lady. Wow, hold on. Excuse me. Usually on backstage, Ken Bedford, love this guy. Ken Bedford's always had the horseshoe. Him and Al been probably knowing each other for 30 years. You know, those connections you make. So normally what happens, if I'm backstage, if it's a nice picture, it was taken with my camera. If it's a fuzzy picture, it was taken with my cell phone. When I'm at the horseshoe, normally Ken Bedford's back there with me. He's got his camera, and he's not doing photography as per se. He's there to kick it. He come there to relax and chill. I'm there to take pictures. So when they're doing a backstage, this is the wall they got in the back when they do the meet and greets. When they're doing the meet and greets, after everyone on the line got their picture, Ken will say, "Hey, Dean, I'll use Ken camera or my camera. I'll take a good." He know I'm going to get him a good picture. He know I'm going to line it up because I know how to use this. He knows how to use mine. You know, after you have someone your camera, they shoot all the way over there somewhere. They don't care. So I take Ken's picture for him, and he take one for me. I say, "You got me." He got me. So whether we're in the dressing room, backstage, sometimes before the show, you might see someone. If I don't have someone, I just need to turn my camera. My camera has the viewfinder that flips out, just like you're doing a selfie. I can turn the camera around, flip it out, and just take one of myself. You know, I can see myself, that person, or do it with a cell phone. This was a nice, clear picture. So 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say either Al Kennedy, you know, or Ken Bedford, or sometimes they're like one of the security guards that's back there to get it. Usually, depending on where I'm at, though. But like I said, I could be the person to say, "Well, I'm not getting no pictures of me. Why not?" If you're a photographer, model, makeup artist, you backstage, your job is to capture and take care of the client. But if you're backstage in the dressing room for 5-10 minutes with somebody, let's say you're a makeup artist, you're working on Ron Isley. Your job is to make up Ron Isley, make him look good or whatever. But while you're back there for 5-10 minutes, if you got a cell phone, you put out your pockets, "Hey, you mind if I get it?" You know, act nicely. Don't be sweating like what you call like a groupie. And sometimes they'll tell you, which has happened to me millions of times. They'll say, "Hey, I want to get a picture with a photographer." I'm honored when someone asks me to get a picture. I'm honored. Right. So most of the pictures I've got that look like that, either, like I said, depending on if it's a horseshoe, Mel was at an event. If I had some help with me or something like that, took a picture for me. Oh, yeah, my guy most day. That was nice. I missed the opportunity to see you. I look crazy as heck. But I first met him at the Taste of WVON. They had a concert outside and had Morris Day in the time. They went through the tent. No one got a picture with him. I'm backstage, and I wasn't hired by WVON. I was just independently on my own. So when Morris Day finally showed up at the horse show, I think he had one. He must have been at one time. Then he didn't make it. It was him. I think it also Sheila E. I got pictures of her, Sheila E. in the hallway. We was just coming in, and I didn't recognize her at first. I think with Al Kennedy, and he took a picture for me. Sometimes with a cell phone, if it's clear like that, you know, someone took my camera for me. Like I said, either Ken Bedford, Al Kennedy, whoever might have been back, might have been one of the staff at the horseshoe. I took a picture for them. They took one for me. And you hope that they get the picture. You show me, push the button. The Dramatics, love them guys. I've met them several times. And a lot of these singers, you'll notice a lot of these singers, they perform with more than just one group. You'll see like the guy on the far left. I've seen him, he's performed with, I can't even think of the other group, but this was actually in the hallway where they got all the pictures. This wasn't it was backstage though, in the hallway. But yeah, I've been truly blessed. These guys can perform, you know, when they're back there singing to get those shots. My main focus, of course, to get the picture of them. I want that group picture of them, you know, in the horseshoe that says the horseshoe. And while I'm there, sometimes I get a picture, sometimes I don't. You know, I just, like I said, I'm very nicely say, I'm back there with them for half an hour. Say, "Hey, can I get a picture with you guys real quick?" After I've taken everybody else's picture. I've taken a picture with everybody else. I got their shot. And either I might say, or they might say, "Hey, we get the photography in the shot." I say, okay. That's how it works.
All right, this is a big icon right here.
Oh yeah, man, I'm humble, brother. Wonderful lady. You know, some people, some of the biggest stars are some of the nicest people. You know, and keep in mind, everyone can have an off day. Sometimes, you know, you hear about a celebrity being smart or sniffy or something. Maybe they was having a bad day. Who knows? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But oh my goodness, this lady here, love her. Amazing performance, an amazing. I mean, can sing that song, you know, and just to be able to capture her on stage, backstage, she did a meet and greet. and they might have had like 30 people lined up backstage, you know, getting the picture, because Al Kennedy has his group of people. And then, of course, the Horseshoe have their group. So there might have been 20 people from the Horseshoe, 20 people from, you know, Al Kennedy, his personal group. And then after I took all those pictures, of course, I'm back there with probably 9 times out of 10, Ken Bedford. He got his camera to the side. I'll get him a picture real quick, and I get me one. But to meet her, I think that was my first time trying to see, thinking. But amazing artist, amazing. Oh my gosh, she can sing. That head, she was just on the news the other day, and such a professional. That was a blessing, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an icon right there. And I don't know her. I wish I did. All these cats right here. I look great. I got about 3 or 4 pictures. I met them. Actually, New Year's is coming up. The first time I met them, the Shy Lights, and they opened up out there in at the Hollywood Star Plaza in Indiana. That's closed now. That was the first time I met them. They did a concert with the Shy Lights, and I didn't know the Shy Lights that well. I knew them, but I didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? But I went there with young James Brown, my play sister Tamiko Dixon. Loved that amazing blues woman. Love for this girl is something else. But we backstage. This picture here is from the Horseshoe though. But the first time I met the OJs was at out in Indiana on New Year's Eve a couple years ago. And actually I left there. I should have stayed a little longer. I got a lot of great pictures of them with the Shy Lights. You know, that's what I want when you see 2 different groups. If you can get both of those groups together and get a big picture, that's what's up. But this was from the Horseshoe backstage. I took this one here. It was one of the pictures I might have been off, you know, fixing my glass. Someone snapped the picture. But I got some great shots of them, especially when you see back there laughing. Those are nice candid shots that you love. My facial expression looks kind of crazy though, but I got about 5 or 6 shots of them backstage.
That's what's up. What about this one right here?
That's young James, my man, young James Brown and Ramoski Love. Bang, bang, bang. Ski. The first time I met Ski was at that was the Charlie Wilson concert. I didn't know him, but he was a real cool cat then. Him and Joe Soto. I know Joe now. I'm honored to say that I know Joe Soto. It's unbelievable. You know, when someone likes your picture or something like that, Joe's just a nice guy. Yeah. But when I met them that day, doing the concert, you know, Ramoski, I'm following Ramoski around. He didn't know who I was, but I'm following him around. He just walking around through the crowd. That's how he is now. He walks around the crowd, shaking hands, giving love and all that. You know, even nowadays when I take pictures from him, he'll tell you to pull your phone out. One thing you got to know when you're trying to come up, it's all about social media. So don't just let me take a picture of you. He'll tell them, no, take your phone and I'll do it automatically. I'll take your cell phone. A lot of photographers won't do that. I'll take your cell phone because I don't have time to email you a picture. I'll take a phone with my camera. I'll take your cell phone and take a picture of you. So you'll have a picture with that person. You can post it and share it so everybody can see it. Even when I do events, I don't print pictures at events. I stopped doing that a long time ago because everybody got a cell phone. I'm doing an event. I got my backdrop. I'm taking pictures for the client. But then I'll take the people that's there, their guests, and take their cell phone and take a picture for them. But these two of my main men right here, young James Brown, amazed. This cat has known everybody. He done work. I wish I could have met James Brown. My favorite artist of all time is James Brown. I never met him, but he was given the name Young James Brown by James Brown. Ramoski Love, of course, been on radio. Guy look good too. Ramoski looks good. Been in radio, I think he said 30, 40 years, something like that. That's a long time. It might be 30, but look good. Great guy, great personality.
Right on, man. And shout out to our friend Ramoski Love over there at 95.1 FM, and also shout out to Soto. You know, over there is, what is he at? 106.3, right?
Who you said?
Soto, Joe Soto.
Yeah, Joe's 106.3, which is also conjunct with WGCI. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So shout out to my friend Joe Soto as well. And of course, young James Brown. So you know, we have you and the famous AC Green, who, you know what I'm saying?
Great guy. Where is that? That was at the entrance. I think.
Okay,
that was like one of 195.1 events. I met him. I've been on his show several times. Different public announcements, been on there. Like I did a photo shoot with Felony one time, and they would say, hey, we going to the radio station. And I went to the radio station. He was on AC Green show. comedian BOT was hosting. So I met AC Green several times. I don't know him that well, but I'm always seeing him. He's I do a lot of work in Robbins for Mayor, the wonderful Mayor Tyrone Ward. And I think the last time I saw AC Green, they had some type of event in Robbins, and he was there, one of the guest speakers. Really, you lost so much weight. I'm hating on him. AC Green, great guy. Real just down. A lot of people I meet, man, just some of the most down to earth people. Down to earth people. And sometimes when I see them, I got his number. I don't call him. A lot of times they'll say, "Hey, take my number, email me them pictures or something like that," and that's all. That's all it is. But then when they start calling you, I'm like, oh, I called them and they know my name. I'm like, wow, But AC, he's on TV doing commercials and all that. Everything, been doing in the business for a long time, but really true, down to earth brother. Every time I see him, love that brother. Much respect and love for him.
That's what's up. Now I was looking for some pictures of us. We didn't have too many pictures. So this was the only picture I found with our friend, Bill Crane.
Oh yeah,
Bill Crane.
Out there. Can you Photoshop me down, slim me down about knock about 1 or 2 pounds, just 1 or 2 pounds. I'm just about maybe like 50, 60 pounds. I think that was a Black Ink Chicago, Black Ink. I believe that event. They did quite a few of them. Black Ink Chicago, Vance. Right. I think that was one of them. If I'm not mistaken, I did a lot of them there. Right. And they had when he had his he had a grand opening once when he got the new tattoo, Apollo, I think Ice Cold Tattoos. I was honored to be there for that. And he, again, Vance, really, man, down to earth brother. A lot of people are not that approachable. He taking pictures with everybody, no security guards. I've noticed that, some of these celebrities, you think that need a security guard, don't have them. And the ones that's got like 4 followers, got security. I don't know. Some people, some of those down to earth people you ever want to meet.
Yeah, really though, really, man. Now this is a nice photo of you with some of your information, and then I want to jump into now exactly. Could you explain, the concept behind DMP magazine and what inspired you to start this?
What was happening is that DMP magazine is my brand, my label. It stands for Dean Moten Photography Magazine, basically. As I was taking all these pictures, now one thing I will say about my pictures, like you see the caption and all that. This was at my job Christmas party. Man, I look good. I need to lose some more weight. I don't think I can even fit them boots no more. Man, I hate that. Anyway, but I started want to put my brand. You want to brand whatever you do, you want to put a brand on it. Now, what you do, brand it, let them put your name stamp on it. When I do a photo shoot for a model or whoever, you're going to get your picture with nothing on it. You're not going to see Dean Moten Photography splatter across your face or across your chest. You're going to get those pictures. Now, after I do that, of course, then when I post the pictures, I'm going to put my DMP magazine on there. The concept is it's a digital magazine. It's not the story, like they say, a picture is like is worth 1,000 words. So you look at the picture, you should look at that picture and tell a story about what happened, where I was. So if you see when I put that DMP magazine logo on that picture, and you can see, oh, where is he? Oh, he's at a concert. That's telling the story. There's no article behind it. Now, from time to time, when I post the pictures, I might put a little caption. This is so you'll know. Like, if you can't tell exactly where I'm at, it doesn't say horseshoe or at a event, I'm going to type a little caption, a little story behind it. So that's the purpose of the magazine. That's kind of how I got it started. I think I did some pictures, and I said, well, I was putting Dean Moten Photography. I said, I need to put, these are stories I'm telling. When I show you this, I might post 4 or 5 pictures. This is a story about what happened. I did Casper's Mr. Cha-Cha slide. He had a turkey giveaway yesterday. Along with, forgive me, I can't think of the mayor's name, the mayor of Hazelcrest. When I post these pictures, this is a story. And a picture tells 1,000 words. I really don't need, when I post a picture, you really don't need, per se. When you see the turkey in the hand, when I put maybe 4 or 5 pictures together, it kind of tells the story of what's going on. It's a food or toy drive or whatever. But I might put a little caption behind it. So years ago, when I decided to say, I need to start putting my own brand on here. I got Dean Moten Photography, but my magazine would be all about Chicago, Chi-Town celebrities and all that. And not just Chi-Town based on us, but it's about me. But I wanted to put that brand and like my little logo on there, Dean Moten Photography, that DMP magazine, Dean Moten Photography magazine. That's kind of how I got it started. especially with all the different events I do, people I meet. I want them to be under that brand. If I do a modeling, a model shoot, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna take 2 or 3 of the best pictures and put on there. Not just like one cover, like most Jet magazine gonna have a cover once a month. I might have one come out 4 or 5 a day.
Right. Okay. No doubt. No doubt. That's smart. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's keeping it moving. Now with that being said, now where I had the pleasure of meeting you is when I had the pleasure of going to Miss Helen Wooten, the legendary
Yes.
godmother. She actually goes by the godmother of the Chicago entertainment industry. And with that being said,
Yes,
you know what I mean, I had a chance when I was at her house in Chicago that, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, that's when I had the pleasure of meeting you, and ever since then, you know, we've been pretty good friends. And you know, with that being said, how did you meet Miss Helen? How you met her, you know, because I know you her #1 character.
Helen is a remarkable person, I want to say.
Remarkable.
Humble, knows everybody. When I say she know everybody,
yeah,
she knows everybody. I mean, old school. I don't know about the new school and all that, but old school, I mean, the people that made the foundation for music, entertainment. When I'm sitting in the house and she on the phone with, you know, some celebrity, you know, I mean, know them well. Like I know you, she knows them better than I know you. You know what I'm saying? That have been in her house. And it just is humble, like the girl next door. The first time I met her, I was doing a fashion show. One of my clients, one of the first people we was shooting, fantastic, my Angie A. Love. This girl is phenomenal. Humble, beautiful, humble. That's when you got to be humble. I was doing a fashion show for Angie A. Love and I think Exhibit, Exhibit, I believe. She was in a fashion show. We was at the Forum. Did I get that right? Yeah, the Forum over on Roosevelt. And while I was there doing the fashion show, I met some other people, of course, as well. Helen was there. And that's the first time I met Helen. I don't think even had her number or nothing like that. I met her there. Robert Money was there. I met Robert Money for the first time. I took a picture with him. I think he had drove her there or something. And he was telling the story of how she was famous, how she knows Michael Jackson. Now, keep in mind, in this business, you hear a lot of people that brag and talk about who I know. Unfortunately, in this business, a lot of photographers and promoters take advantage of women. Ladies, be careful. I got pictures of some of everybody, but I don't know them all. And I'm humble. I'm still broke. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm blessed and thankful my bills are paid. But a lot of people, you know, put on airs and say, I know this person and know that person. And you can easily take a picture with somebody. Tell me you know them, you know. But Helen Wooten, of course, when I heard her, the guy was Money was telling the story about all the people she know, and she know the Jacksons. I'm saying, wow, she know a lot of people. But still, I didn't know her. That was the first time I met her. Then I think I did a birthday party, either his birthday party at Mr. G's. I think that's like the second time I met her. Either his birthday party was some type, I forgot what it was, some event. I met her again. And I got her number, say, hey, she want a copy of those pictures he took, you know. So I gave her my number, and I, you know, maybe made her a dish or something like that, and went to her house. When I met her, just a humble man. This lady is just wonderful, you know. And that's how I kind of first met her. Then I went to her house. The first time I went to her house, and I'm looking at, she got stacks of pictures. I got pictures. She got pictures of people. I mean, from 1960s and 70s of all these celebrities. And that's when you say, it's one thing to say you know somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you see pictures of her at people's houses, you know, or at Mr. T's in her house and all that kind of stuff. So this woman knows some of everybody. And she just kind of took me in. I took her as like a play mother, you know, unofficial. But as she took me in, was just so nice to me, you know, introduced me to a lot of people, put me up on the game. I remember, I don't know if you was there. We met the Brat. When she was she was always saying, I don't know, that's her goddaughter, her and R. Kelly. She started R. Kelly and the Brat out. And anybody can say that. Anybody can say that until you see the pictures, you know, of them. When I met the Brat, when she did the Set It Off play at the Erie Crown,
right?
They put up in a hotel. I met the Brat mother a couple of times before that, though, and we was at the Erie Crown, and after the show we went backstage. And so we went backstage. She grabbed Helen. I said, man, you know, she grabbed her, gave her a hug. We in the dressing room for her birthday party. We in the green room. They were celebrating the Brat's birthday too, and also met the lady from Empire, the young lady. Is it Portia, I think, or something? I got some amazing pictures with her too. But Helen knows something about it. Just, I mean, Frankie Beverly. I remember that first picture I took with Frankie Beverly in the dressing room. What I like about the picture, he got on this little tank. You know, he was wearing white, of course. Right. He in the dressing room with his little, with a what we call a wife beater, little t-shirt, black t-shirt on in the dressing room. You know, that candy shot. You're not dressed up, no suit on, or none of that. No white hat, no white shirt. We're in the dressing room with Al. I think it was Al Kennedy. I would usually follow Al into the dressing room to get the pictures of him or whatever business they got to conduct. Yeah. And I say, hey, get a picture real quick. And I say, hey, by the way, Helen told me to say hello. He said, oh, Helen, that's my girl. He's like, you know, tell her I love her, you know. So her to know somebody like that personally. I mean, she could be on the phone and call and be on the phone talking like me and you talking. You know, Helen is and she's humble. She's an amazing, loving, giving person. Always giving, you know. People will take advantage of that. You know, I love the woman. She's an amazing young lady. You know, she knows some of everybody, you know, from back in the day. And she's still here.
Yeah, and I'm glad to have her here still, you know, and shout out to her nephew, Alex Tillman, you know what I mean,
sure.
As well. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You know what I mean? Helen is an extraordinary woman, wonderful woman. You know what I mean? She's helped take me under her wing, you know what I mean? And has opened up some opportunities for me as well. And, you know, she's just always always asks, like, you know, what can I do for you, baby? What can I do for you, baby? So, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, as we talking about it, I need to go check on her. I'm glad that now I'm on my job. So now, you know, I got some time. Man, I'll go check on Miss Helen. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that book, that movie to be made. She need a book to be made. She need that movie to be made. The people that she know, it's amazing, man. Even if it's a few other people I've been blessed to meet, man, that's really humble. Stay humble. You know, like I said, it's amazing when a celebrity decides to say to use you as a photographer, as a model, whatever. And when they got a long list of people, they've been in business for years. They can pick anybody. When they decide to use you, even not on a regular basis, if they just say, well, I'm gonna use you sometime, use that person sometime, that's an honor. I'm humble. You know, her, a few other people I've worked with that know some of everybody. You know, and I'm humble, and I know them like, you know, I'm cool with them like, you know, like we brothers and sisters, but they know everybody and humble. You'll never know it. They don't act it. They don't show it. And then you got the people that don't know nobody, you know, that's all bullshit. So stay real, stay true.
Absolutely. I'll take that to heart. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it lightly, man. You know what I mean? I'm definitely grateful to be around people like yourself and other, you know what I'm saying, greats and, you know, great thinkers and all of that, you know what I mean? And just, you know what I mean, movers and shakers throughout Chicago and, you know, now around the world, man, just to know these people, it's just really a pleasure. And, you know, I'm just grateful to be able to ask the questions, you feel me? So, man, I'm just really man, I appreciate your time, your humble words, your compliments, everything, man. You know, thank you for telling your story today, man, here on live on the show today, man, because, you know, you could have been doing anything, but you chose to be with us today. And that's what's happening, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got another interview today later. So I hope that you can join us and tune in with that. You know, I don't know if you know the good brother, Jay Davis.
The
producer.
Who?
The producer, Jay Davis, from right here from Chicago. Also, Yeah. So he's the second interview today. So we'll be interviewing him later today.
That's what's up. That's what's up, brother.
Yeah. So everybody that's watching, please continue to tune in and, you know, watch later. But man, most importantly, man, right now, y'all need to continue to, you know, contact Dean. You know, Dean Harris's information. You know what I mean? That's his direct number. So go ahead, hit him up. You know what I'm saying?
24/7.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate that. 24/7. I'm up all the time. People call me sometimes at 12 in the morning. Shoot.
That's right. Absolutely, man. He got all types of great studio, projects and what do you call it? Project studio gear and, you know, props.
All types of props, all types of backdrops, costumes, wardrobes. It's like I said, it's expensive to be a photographer, but I like to be able to, if you're doing modeling or what have you, you can go from a beautiful gown to spiked hair. I got anything from swords, backdrops, capes, cloaks, You name it. I even got a cage. Don't be afraid. It's a prop. I got the policeman uniform, the white, black and white striped policeman uniform, the orange uniform. So you can play role play, whether you do a modern one, maybe the husband and wife want to play a cop or whatever, pirate costumes, nurses. I just got some new nurse costumes in also as well. So you want to be that sexy nurse, monks, priests, judge, bullhorns. I got it all. And about at least a good 100 backdrops to showcase. So I always tell people, bring what you want to bring to your photo shoot. Bring whatever. I don't charge for a word. I just did a rate about my portfolios. That's a basic rate. But you can bring whatever you want, and then I have stuff you can mix and match with it. So say you get on a pants and a shirt, you can put something, one of my corsets on or something like that to mix and match with whatever you bring with you.
Cool. Hey man, and that's why you winning. You know what I'm saying? That's staying ahead of the game right there. You know what I'm saying? Not all camera people who have studios who do the pictures and everything like that, model shoots, they don't come with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have all these backdrops and
a lot of money spent. A lot of money spent, but even got a wine barrel, So yeah, I'm always looking for something, always looking for something just to push. I do love shooting outdoors though, of course. And some props I have you can't go outdoors with, like the swords. All the swords are dull. I have them when I buy them. These are not, like have them dull and all that. But some props I can bring outside, some I can't. But I got plenty of different props, costumes, and wardrobes. I started doing it because I know sometimes a model might come up with 1 or 2 looks, and you're trying to do a portfolio. I don't charge for a wardrobe. You can change as many times you want. Okay. Just depending on how many I'm charging by the hour, depending how much time you got. So I have extra stuff so you can wear like corsets. I got about 15 different corsets, different colors, different sizes, just to mix and match with whatever you bring with you. But bring as much as you want, of course, to a photo shoot. Whether you're doing a model and just want to take some pictures, or a family shoot.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Great advice from the expert himself. So man, again, I want to thank you for joining us. And if it's anything that I missed, is anything you'd like to touch on, to tell our audience to leave with about yourself or about your company?
I think I've talked a lot. If you ever have a question, feel free to give me a call. Like I said, I'm 24/7. The great thing about me, I really don't close. When you work for yourself, I've had people call me at 1 in the morning. Hey man, my photographer just canceled. They thought they're gonna leave me a voicemail on my phone at 1 or 2 of them. I answer the phone like, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you calling me about some money? You can call me anytime. But if you ever have a question about my services, feel free to give me a call. Check out my work, my Dean Moten Photography fan page. My first name is Bernard. I go by Dean. You go to my fan page, Dean Moten Photography. All my albums are labeled. You can go to the album and say, I want to see a prom, you want to see a wedding, see photo shoots, portfolios. Just click on the labeled album. That way you can look at, you're not just looking through stuff. So if you ever need my services, personal paparazzi, all types of photo shoots, all types of events, big or small. You don't have to be a celebrity. Most of my favorite clients are people who are broke like I am. So just give me a call. I love you, brother. Appreciate you giving this opportunity about my life. I'm honored. I'm humbled, very humbled, to be doing this. But if you want to make it in this world, keep doing, trust in God and stay humble.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Dean. And I love you too, big brother. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all your advice and all your help and assistance over the years. And I just want to, try to, minutely try to return the favor a little bit, But as time goes on, I look forward to, just, we just continue to network, man, just see what we can do. And we definitely going to be working on some things to help shine the light on a lot of these legends that are friends of ours, man. So we can help tell their story and document their legacy. You feel me? So I'm gonna talk more about you with some ideas that I have as well. So backstage. Yeah, man.
For sure, brother.
Hey, again, you already know, man, you got your support all day right here in Isaidit Management and, of course, the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. So, man, just reach out anytime you need something.
Thank you for sure, man.
The love, it never changed, man. It only grows stronger. So, just holler at us anytime. And like
Appreciate it, brother. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. And like I say to every celebrity guest that I have, I want to welcome you to invite someone that who you think would be good for this show that's also has celebrity status for, I'm just trying to grow this show. You feel me?
For sure.
Yeah. So, send me someone eventually.
I will, brother. Will do. Got something in mind already.
Definitely. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate you. And, I ask that, just continue to stay tuned in as I close out the show with these last closing pictures and videos. And again, thank you so much.
All right, will do, brother.
Love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chase and I beat the cake. Yeah. Take them on the chase and I beat the cake. Yeah. Take them on the chase and I beat the cake. Gas on the pedal, ain't no pushing brakes.
I support it. I said it. Support. I support. I said it. Support. I said. I support it. I said support.
I support it all day long.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, bro. Yeah.
Yo, it's the originator Jazzo, y'all. Make this real quick, man. Shout out to Isaidit Management. Doing it big.
Appreciate you.
Hey man, what's happening? It's your boy Skrilla, man. Shout out to Isaidit, the celebrity interviewer. You dig what I'm talking about, man. Sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Get in tune with it. You dig?
Sapphire Steamy, the sixth queen from Toronto, and I'm representing for King Leo and Isaidit Management. You heard me. I said it. King Leo, big up your blood-clad self, sixth queen from Toronto. Mwah.
Yo, what's good? This your boy Who Knows. Letting you know this Wednesday, December 16th, tune in. I'll be with the celebrity interviewer Isaidit the Poet for the Isaidit Show, sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Yo, 2020 been a hectic year for everybody. I've been blessed to still reach a few accomplishments, get a little bit of acknowledgement, and we're going into 2021 hungry and heavy. And we're going to discuss all that Wednesday, December 16th on the Isaidit Show. HFE, baby, who working like us.
What's happening? This your boy Cam Jones, man. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer Isaidit Show, sponsored by the world famous Chicago Bridge magazine. Y'all tap in. Dope content, dope interviews, and you might even see me on that song.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Brigette Wiley, music exec, music manager, entrepreneur. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer Isaidit the Show, sponsored by the famous Chicago Bridge magazine. All right, prosper.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in today to watch this show today with celebrity guest, Mr. Dean Moten. You know what I mean? You know you can contact him easily. Right here. This is his number. It's gonna appear on the screen in 2 seconds. There we go. 773-744-0715. Man, I recommend him if you're looking for any type of shoots at any of your events of any type. You know what I mean? He is like a great photographer, a great friend of mine, and like I say, man, number one recommendation right here. You know what I'm saying? All the big stars go to him, so you know what I mean. He can take your pictures too, and this is one of the pictures actually he took for me. You can't see the whole picture, but it turned out to be a great picture. It's actually on my Facebook page, so you can see it there. But again, thank you so much for Dean Moten, for Bernard Dean Moten for being our celebrity guest today. And you know, again, thank you to our sponsor, the famous Chicago Bridge magazine, home of independent artists and musicians. And again, you know, already know my name, celebrity interviewer. I said it, and this is all brought to you by I Said It Management. And thank you again to Urban Grind TV for allowing us to stream on your network on your Facebook page. And also later, our second interview is going to be again with Mr. Jay Davis. You know what I'm saying? He's a celebrity guest producer. I'm sorry, celebrity producer, writer, and comedian and actor. Best known for the movie Not Another Black Movie, not just another black movie. So that was real funny. He had a real talented cast for that. You know what I mean? I think that was like back in 2015, 16. He did a great zombie movie too, and a lot of great other films. So, you know, we're gonna see what's going on with him today and at 7:30. So please tune in with me later. But again, this was the ending of the interview with Mr. Dean Moten, the founder of DMP Magazine. So blessings to everyone. Thank you again. And I'll end it like this. Me and my friend Brigette. Holla back. Love.